Hello everybody, I am back today with this week's Creative Scrappers Sketches Reimagined. There is our sketch for today, and I am going to change this one up a lot. So one way I'm going to change it up is I'm going to use two photos, not one. Another way I'm going to change it up is I'm not going to do circles. I know, shock horror, I love circles, but what I really want to do is take this paper, cut out all these rectangles and squares, and then kind of puzzle piece them together and use that for the background that is circles in my sketch. I also have from my stash some Speak Mom Scraps cork clouds, some embellishments from a couple of different Chamel collections, and some Dottie About flares that I color matched to those papers. So these papers that I'm going to use and these photos are from my How to Kill a Kit with Style for January. I'm going to go ahead and do these last two carousel photos. And I want to use that little square too because it's super cute. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to start by taking that Amy Tan paper, cutting it into all those strips. I went ahead and distressed each of those rectangles with my distress tool and then inked them up using some Distress Oxide ink in Hickory Smoke. And now I'm just going to go ahead and kind of, I call it puzzle piecing. I'm just going to kind of puzzle piece these together, leaving a white border around them. And I'm kind of going with the same idea as the sketch where it is oriented, all the squares are kind of oriented to the left side of my page. Once I had all of those bits and bobs and pieces into place, I'm going to go ahead and map my photo and cut out this pink stitch square that says "So Much Fun." I definitely wanted to use that on this page. If you want to see my kind of like the first carousel pictures, those were, I think, my Creative Scrappers project from 2 weeks ago. I'm pretty sure it was 2 weeks ago. So it would have been the first one in January. And I'm just using the same papers, the Heart and Hustle collection papers that I had combined into my How to Kill a Kit with Style for January. So I just roughed up the edges of that block there, and now I'm going to go ahead and flip the paper over. First, I'm going to cut my photos down just a little bit because, well, there's a lot of extra stuff, especially in the photo of my two boys, that we don't need. And so I'm going to go ahead and just trim the photos up and then mat them on the this striped paper. Once I had them matted, I roughed up the edges again, just like I did with all of the other elements on this page. And now I'm just going to go ahead and add some Big Mama foam tape to the back of each of these photos and pop them onto my layout. My Big Mama foam tape is not very Big Mama right now because I am almost to the end of a roll. I get my foam tape, my Big Mama foam tape, from Speak Mom Scraps, and I will leave a link to the shop in the description box below in case you need some Big Mama foam tape in your life. I have been using this tape for a year at least, and I love it. It's such great tape. I've gone through rolls and rolls of it. The only thing is it's super sticky, so you just need to grab a bit of the tip of your scissors to kind of get to start that backing paper. But once you get it started and lift it a little bit, it comes right off without a problem. I knew exactly what I wanted my title to be for this layout, and I decided to stash bust some thickers. I still have thickers hanging around in my craft room. Not very many though. And that's awesome to me because you guys know I'm trying to eliminate them from my life and just stamp or die cut or use another kind of letter stickers, puffy stickers or something like that. But I still have quite a few packages. So I am going to stash bust these stickers because they match perfectly. And I'm going to title this layout Carousel Shananigans. And I'm going to use some Simple Stories foam alphabets for the word carousel. And I really like them. This was the first pack of the Simple Stories foam stickers that I purchased. I got them a couple of months ago, but I really do like them. They're nice and sticky, and they're beautiful colors. So I'm going to go ahead and just spell out carousel. This layout, there are so many colors going on, right? So many colors that I didn't want to add a ton of die cuts or a ton of large embellishments. I'm going to go with small embellishments that set off my colors and that don't, you know, look at that layout. Like, it's so bright and bold. I didn't feel like I needed anything, a lot of embellishing. I guess a lot of embellishing. I'm going to grab a principled label from Nicole Jones 911. Love these principled labels. I think I have them in every color that she has in her shop. And I keep them on my desk and use them all the time. I especially like the journaling ones because they have lines. Yes. All right. A little bit of journaling. Don't need a ton, but adding a little bit. And I'm going to kind of put it off to the side up here. Again, bright bold colors. We got to work with them. That's how these papers ended up in my stash in the first place, because while I love them, bright bold patterns are really not what I gravitate towards. Let's put it that way. Now I'm going to go through and kind of decide where I want to place these flare. In case you are not part of the Daddy About Flare Facebook group, Adam launched a website, so he has a fabulous website now that you can grab flare from, and I will link that website down below because it's pretty fabulous as well. I'm using these really old, we're stash busting today, guys, because these clouds are, they used to be for sale in the Spiegel Mom Scraps shop, but she doesn't carry them anymore. And I still have some in my stash. Eek. So I'm going to grab my new Vitalix adhesive. I love the cork addition to this layout, though. It really breaks down and breaks up some of those bright, bold colors. And it was totally appropriate because we were outside when we were riding the carousel, right? So totally a use of clouds is fabulous. I kind of used these flare almost like a color on color. And I'm just popping a tabby dot behind them. That's another one of the adhesives from Spiegel Mom Scraps. And tabby dots fit perfectly. Like they just pop right in to a Daddy About flare. And the flare is then flush right against the paper, but stuck down fabulously. Okay, so we have our flare down. Got our cork clouds down. Now we're going to finish this up with some more stash busting. We're just going to use some of these enamel dots. I have some embellishments from Chamel's collections that are like so close to being finished. So I actually kind of placed them off to the side where they are within easy reach, and I can grab them and use them on layouts and get some of these finished up. I am using large enamel dots for this. Don't want the small ones. I don't want them to get lost. I want them to be visible. And again, one of those fabulous things about working with these bright bold papers, you can use these large enamel dots and they don't look out of place or odd because you have so much other color going on. So I'm just judiciously sprinkling them about because you guys know how much I love the little finishing sprinkles, the little finishing touches at the end of a layout. And that is where we are going to call this one done. Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life is playing along with me during the entire month of January, so make sure to head over to her channel and check out her take on this sketch. I hope you all have a fabulous, fabulous Wednesday, Thursday. We got through, we're almost to the end of the weekday. And I'll talk to you all again soon. Bye.